What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Graf the Giraffe here, along with my duo, the Gaming Chef.
Yo,
yes,
what's
sir.
cooking, gamers? We are here in Colorado, Fort Collins, Contender Esports LAN event. Oh my gosh, what an amazing time, Graf. This is some serious stuff going on. What's our prize money? Like, these teams are actually playing for money today.
Oh my goodness, the prize pool is sitting around 1,900 right now, but the first place team is gonna get 1,500, second gets 400. Then we got a little something extra that we will announce later on in the stream, but we have the pool play coming up right now, Groups A and Groups B. I wish we could cast them all, but unfortunately, we're just gonna be getting them one at a time.
Yeah, we got games all day today. It's just non-stop all the way to like 1 a.m. Just non-stop games for you guys. So let's talk about the teams that we have playing tonight. Our first match here coming up.
Yeah, so for this first map, we have the side of Team Performance and Infinite Esports. For the Esports Squadron, we have Pixie, Nox, No Name, and a Vixie. These two teams are just going to be battling out here in this first best of three.
Yeah, and then off of Infinite Esports, they're going to be going against Team Performance. Get a look at that roster for Team Performance. We got Vader, Swift, Yoda, and Phantom. These are the heaviest hitters of the night. I mean, this is a serious match that we're going to be starting off with. Talking to all these players earlier, like they are hyped up. They're out there. They're ready to talk some trash and shoot some bullets down range. And let's see the map set that we have. I believe this is set maps. This is not picked by the players. So we got best of 3 to start off. So let's get into that.
Yeah, so the maps we have coming up are Mercado Hardpoint. This is such a unique map, right? It's the first one ever to have 7 hills on those first set of rotations. And so there's a few ones that you really want to lock down. The P2 and P5. That's the Cantina, top and below. The map 2 is going to be El Silo S&D. And then we're going to round it out.
With the
if
hotel.
we get to it,
Maybe.
the Greenberg Hotel. And I know you love the kitchen.
Ready for the kitchen and hotel. Silo, be interesting to see some snipers come out possibly. It's all about that B site, right? Because everyone going A, you know, it's a hit or miss. So, you know, SMG land inside, AR land outside. And then, you know, maybe we'll see that hotel. I do like myself some hotel. But, you know, Mikado, HP, let's get that started. I believe the players are ready. They're already here. If there's an issue, I'll just go over there and talk to them. This is LAN, all right? We are here. We're in here, man. This is awesome.
And one of the storylines I do want to bring up, the last small LAN tournament that the Contender Esports Fort Collins held, it is actually Team Performance that they're defending champs. So you're going to have to watch out for them this entire weekend. Will I say they're the number one? It's kind of tough because there's so many great teams coming up. I know a lot of people were talking about the X18 roster that we'll probably get to cast later on.
Yep.
But Team Performance, they're definitely a top 3 or top 4 contender in this tournament.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be putting on a show for us, and that's really what this pool play is about. See where everyone stands. You know, being in person and playing at home, 2 completely different things. You know, you got players yelling all over you. No lag whatsoever, no issues, no complaints. It's just you, the game, and your skills tonight. And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and talking about the Mercado coming up, like I said, I was highlighting that P2 and P5 Cantina Hill. So right off the rip, you really just want to be playing for those P2 spawns, and you see that in the majority of the hard points. So I kind of expect the side of Team Performance to get off to a hot start, because from what I've experienced in Infinite, they have very slow starts in the hard point. So it's just a matter of them getting the ball rolling early.
Yeah, and with hardpoint, like you said, locking down that P2, getting control of that tunnel, the middle of the map, you know, just making sure your teams are set up for those rotations, making sure you're getting your trades, get that guy getting his routes, getting everything set up. It's really what it's all about with this hardpoint.
And if there's one player that I do want to highlight on the side of Infinite, it's going to be Pixie and a Vixie. These two guys are absolute slayers on the map. A Vixie, a phenomenal submachine gun player. Expect him to run rampant, and he's also their S&D guru. So I expect him to make some great plays further on into that El Silo S&D. But I like how you pointed out, just make sure you have the rotations on point and be able to lock down for that full 40 to 60.
Yeah, 100%. You know, if you get full 60, that's just so huge in this. You know, with the pool play getting you set up for that tournament bracket, that's going to be coming around 6 p.m. tonight. You want a good start, and you want a good opponent too to line you up to get you further in that tournament. I think we're doing losers brackets as well in that, so everyone has a second chance to get that prize money. But I mean, I'm ready. It looks like the players are ready, so let's get cooking. Let's cook it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get on into this map 1. It's going to be that Mercado, like I said, and S&D will be that second one. El Silo, if anybody's been watching the CDL, they know how dominant Atlanta FaZe is. So I hope some teams have been taking their notes on them. And then, like I said, if we do end up going to that hotel, it's going to be all about that offense. It's kind of interesting how this map has changed over the course of this season. It used to be very defensive heavy, and now it's kind of a 50-50, maybe 50-45 on that offensive attack.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of both, honestly. You get that defense set up, you get your anchor where he needs to be, you know, and then you got the route man, of course, trying to get in there, break the points on the early rotations. But here we are, we're loading up, we're ready. This is the first match of the tournament. We got the LAN started up.
Oh, goodness. And I think we unfortunately didn't switch over to the Codcaster mode, so we might have to get a little bit of a quick reset because we're not going to be able to see it. We'll be sticking on one of these players. But let's just kind of talk about, since we have a little bit of time here, to talk about how this tournament is being laid out. There's 3 group pools. It's going to be A, B, and C. Which I think the A team only has 4 teams, and then the B and C have 5 that they're going to be playing each other once in the best of 3. And then the top 2 teams from each of those pools are going to be in the winners bracket. The bottom 2 are going to start out in the losers.
And starting out in the losers, like, you know, it's one hit or you're quitting, because you got to get out there, you got to win it. Those first 2 teams fighting each other, you know, someone's going to be knocked out immediately, and that's huge. That's huge. You want 2 chances at least, and, you know, they're starting out with just 1. But hey, you know, honestly, you earned it, right? Because this is how you earn your spot. This right here is going to get you where you need to be, get you started up. And, you know, if you didn't earn that spot, if you didn't give it your all here, you're going to have to try 2 times harder in that tournament bracket. So you want to be on point the entire night tonight, and it starts literally right now.
Yeah, it's really going to start on this map 1. You want to be able to get that momentum going. But with the way these 2 teams are, I don't expect either of them to start in the losers, even though they're only the 4 teams, which when you're that middle team in the pool B and C, you have that extra slot. They're going to start up in the winners.
True.
It's going to be interesting to kind of see where they land. But they also have ATK Gaming and Team Backpackers in this pool play, so we'll have to see how those guys do. ATK, they're nothing to bat your eye at either.
Yeah, you know, honestly, both these teams, I'm excited for them on this first match. To just talent all the way, and honestly, looking at everyone out there, looking at all the players a little bit, I was able to talk to them. Everyone seems like they're on point. I mean, you make the commitment to come out here physically. You know, you already got that practice in. You're already good. These players were scrimming last night. They were coming in earlier this morning scrimming. I've seen some shooting bots out there. They're ready. They're ready to get this going. Got their battle nets set up. That was another thing.
Oh, goodness.
But, you know, everything's working now, and I love it. I love it. And, you know, shout out to Contender Esports, the venue, getting all this set up. Amazing group of guys here working, and, you know, I'm excited, man. Let's get this cooking.
Absolutely. And Chef, talking about this map 1 finally loading on in, who are you expecting to take it? Is it going to be Team Performance or Infinite Esports?
You know, Vader's squad, I've been hearing a lot about them, so, you know, I'm going to go with them and the boys. You know, Vader's all I've been hearing, so let's see if he can put the chokehold on some of these players.
Yeah, Vader, he is probably one of the best ARs in this venue, so definitely a guy to watch out for. But on the side of Infinite, like I said, it's going to be a Vixie, it's going to be No Name. It's the submachine guns that really put the pressure on as we are kicking off the Contender Esports Fort Collins LAN, as these teams are going to be competing for that $1,500 first place.
Yeah, I love Infinite Esports all sticking together here and able to wipe out that one player as they're rotating out, trying to get this P2. No one really going for P1. That's usually how this map starts out. We got Swift, pretty much the lone defender here, trying to hold this off. Gets one, gets two. If he could get one more, no, he gets surrounded. But they have this set up. They didn't get any points on P1, but, you know, if you get that full 60 right here, which it looks like they're going to be able to get set up and done. They got the tunnel control. They got the building control. Team Performance might be able to break into this, but I like the defense here from Infinite Esports.
And I like how Team Performance, yeah, they're still trying to push on through the middle of the map, and they're getting a lot of time on that P1, which you just don't see very often. So this is great job from them, kind of pivoting really quick early on in that P1.
Yeah, in Infinite Esports, they had the lock on P2, but, you know, it was still P1 for another 30 seconds, so they weren't able to get it. They got fooled out, and Infinite Esports sticking together, trying to get in, but there was a team kill there from a Vixie. Nox was able to get something before he got taken out, and it is all red in the kill feed, and they're able to control this one now. That's almost a full 60 up as we go into P3, and it's looking like No Name wants that rotation.
Yeah, and this is a great setup, and once you get 4 down on the end, difficult to make sure you have a clean break, and this is usually going to be a full 60, and that's exactly what Team Performance has done. And from what I saw, I think Yoda already earned that cruise missile. I think he's sitting at a very good stat line, so they are starting off from this P1 and P2 with an 85-point advantage.
Yeah, and I like Infinite Esports. They have a fighting chance here, but not if Vader has anything to say about it. He had one. He's probably going to lose that battle. Yeah, he was up top. They're going to get stunned out. Everyone pushing in. Swift, as his name says, swiftly getting over that wall, trying to get in, but gets taken out. Infinite Esports is on the point, but they're not actually on the point. They're not getting any score. They're still sitting at 1. They have the asparagus stick, 1 point on their team against 90 for Team Performance. This first map is looking real good for him. Finally, Infinite's able to get on that point, but it's just about to rotate out with 30 seconds left. This team's going to have to get onto that next point.
And right now, it looks like they're going to lock down the last 40 seconds. They had one more player that was Swift trying to make a last-ditch effort. But it looks like Team Performance are going to chalk that one up, set up for the P4 Barber. I want to point out, though, how I stated, Infinite Esports, they start out so slow in these hard points in the beginning of series. It's really about them being able to get their footing on towards the end of this first half of the rotations.
Yeah, and look at this next point. It is all red in that bottom right. No Name trying to get in there, gets one. Vader, 1 hit against No Name, 1 hit himself. The call-outs are coming in. Ooh, gets naded out. Vader is just on it. Swift doing an amazing job as well. It is still all red on this point. Hard point, clearly Team Performance strong suit, but we got S&D coming up next. This map ain't over yet, but I'd like to see Infinite Esports bounce back. Graf, what do you think Infinite here needs to do to get this game back in their favor?
Honestly, it just feels like they're solo challing. They're just not working as a team, and then when they did, they got that P3 break. They got 35 seconds, but still, they've been losing a lot of these rotational gunfights, and there, Vixie, he wins a big 1v1, has the help of Nox and No Name, and that should be the rest of the scrap actually going towards the side of Infinite, so good job there. But they have this full setup here coming in to the P5 or the P4. It's going to be this large courtroom area. Let's see how they hold it.
Yeah, there's always bodies dropping everywhere. It's really how you control that warehouse, get them top spawns that you need. And it looks like Team Performance has those spawns taken care of with No Name getting wiped out at the top. They have to get pushed up through here. That nade just going perfectly. Nox going to have to take that weak, and it's just not going to work as Swift catches a double. That's a full team wipe. They are out of there. They're going to have to reset back to P1. There's still over 30 seconds left. They can't even get close. Looks like Pixie somehow got that amazing spawn up there. Going to have to fight against Vader. Look at the kill feed graph. This is just a slaughter fest here. Team Performance is cooking.
It was simply just too easy. You saw right as that hill pop, they all collapsed at once. They found all 4 2 times in a row. So it has just been a solid red kill feed, and team performance is just showing on that stat line. It's gonna be 100-point difference, but heading on to this P6, it's gonna be that top cantina. And it's so difficult to be able to get this break here early. And so let's see if Infinite are gonna be able to hold this one and find themselves at least in striking distance of the rest of this game.
Yeah, team performance, you know, they're still less than 100 ahead. For how they've been playing, it seems like they should be a lot further. You know, not really sure why that is, but Infinite Esports, I feel like they're coming in, they're just slowing them down enough to where they can't get the hold that team performance is looking for. And we see, you know, a good swap there. Phantom kind of tucked himself into the corner, waiting for Swift to come in and take him out, but Swift is now by himself, able to take 1 kill, looking for 2 more there as his teammates spawn in. We got Yoda looking to work in. Now it just leaves Pixies by himself, who's injured, trying to take on 2 more players, but no hill time anywhere. No one's really getting ahead. Maybe that 20 scrap, here we go. That's going to be big. That's going to push them ever so closer to 200 and, you know, just really closing out this game. But Infinite Esports, they're looking like they're trying to get this next point on, but they're getting spread out and they're just losing fights.
And what's been going wrong on these holds is they're too turtled up. They're not getting enough map coverage. Like you said, they're just kind of taking these solo chows one at a time, but they are not pushing out far enough from the hill. So when you have 1 player down, you're spawning on the other side of the map. So Infinite, they need to tighten up this hard point right now, and it's going to be on this P7 parking lot. And I like the way that team performance is set up. They are watching each other's backs. It's simply too easy for them because they know where the push is coming from. They have all that information. It just kind of feels like Infinite Esports, they're a little flustered.
Yeah, and looking at the stat line, a lot of Infinites running at a 0.5. Pixies here, you know, 15 and 18. A lot of team performance. I've seen them sitting at 2 KDs. You know, the slaying power from team performance really showing out. But, you know, this is hard point, so kills don't matter. It's all about the hill time, but they have that as well. See the control here, No Name gets that kill, but 6 seconds left. Not really going to matter as we are off to P1. And Infinite Esports has the spawns that they're looking for. Team Performance has the top side. But I love that all the players are pushing together down. And Infinite Esports seems like they were just kind of locked down their defenses, which can work. But it looks like it's going 50-50 both ways until someone just pulls a 2-piece and ends up in the favor.
And an unsung hero right now for team performance is Phantom. I just keep seeing him take these gunfights and not necessarily win them as he gets to there, but he would just back out, preserve his life, right? That's the name in the game a lot of these times. Be ratty. Don't give up your life for free and give up that map coverage. Make them have to search for you and regen that health and potentially get something. But a Vixie, he gets 3. Yoda, the lone player for the side of performance to make a break as Pixie, he's sitting up top, gearing up for this P2, but still, you have a 120-point hill to climb.
Yeah, Yoda, look at that 2-piece, waits for Swift to get in there, trying to wipe it out. There we go, Swift cleans it up, and Phantom trying to work his way through the tunnel. As now, it's really just a mad dash of everyone. The spawns are so flustered, they're everywhere. But, you know, look who's on the hill. It's still all red as he's trying to control it. Swift is just moving around. Him and Yoda are just insane right now. Pixie's the only one over there to try and finish this up. They can win this right here. They have to push this hill. They have to get this done. You know, mathematically, you're in it until you're at 250. So they got to keep pushing on this. Yoda does fall out there. That's all blue in the feed. That's what you want to see. Hold this off, and, you know, under 30 seconds, they should probably start pushing now because Infinite Esports can't win this, and we see No Name ready to do that, but he falls.
Oh, goodness. I don't know what the side of a Vixie was looking at. That player shot a few early bullets, and then he looks the other way, so I'm not sure if he didn't get that info. But the last 2 players guarding that point get broken, and you don't realize how crucial that is for the side of team performance. Vader going massive again. He is the player that is the heart and soul of this team. He has so much talent, and he was showing it right there.
Yeah, 10 points away here for team performance. It seems like Infinite's turning it up a bit, but we wanted to see this a little earlier. A Vixie able to pull some doubles, some triples, coming back from that 0.5 KD to almost even. Avixi really just doing an amazing job here on a 4 streak. Really their first seconds on the hill. Swift is at a 204 on the hill. As we see 2 team performance players pushing in, they can still win this if they get this 2v1. Avixi has to keep this going. And there they fall, just enough for the rest of the team to get up there, though. But Nox is going to get out. Pixies is on the hill trying to get it done. It's just one at a time. Infinite Esports has one and one and one and one. And I think that that's going to be it right there.
It was just too slow. Even on that last hill, they had some respawns come in, and they had the opportunity to go on over and support that hill. He was left in a 2v1 or a 1v2, and I mean, that's just simply too much to ask against a team like Team Performance, and they just got that easy break. They secured the final few seconds, but you take a look at that stat line, Phantom, 28 and 16. That's what you want to see on the other side. Nox, 13 and 23. Not the greatest start for him.
Yeah, well, here we go. Off to SND for the next map. Going off to El Asilo. It's a bit slower of a map unless everyone's going inside. So, maybe them SMGs will come out. But, what I want to see from Infinite Esports is them starting to work together. Towards the end, it was just one at a time, go, go, go. And, they just weren't able to get that cohesive unit together and get that done. And I'd really just like to see them, honestly get in there. Avixi pulling out some crazy doubles and triples, so clearly their gun skills there. Clearly they have the strats, but, it was just falling apart.
Yeah, and coming on into this map to El Asilo, this is 2 teams where they ego chow. They don't play it slow a majority of the time, and it's going to be kind of interesting to who's able to make those mid-round adjustments, and it's all about getting the middle of the farmhouse control. If your submachine guns are going to bully them out, you have full sight control, and it's just going to make it that much more difficult if you're winning in that A-point site. I think whoever gets those submachine guns in there first and starts winning those gunfights, they're going to have the edge in this map too.
Yeah, and it's about your rotations too. That's the biggest thing with this next map of the Asilo. Because, if your SMGs are taken out, all you got left is ARs, and you're still able to get that bomb out of there. Get those rotations, get set up. A lot of people like going up on that hill. Like, it becomes a must-kill situation. If you still got an SMG left and you make that rotation, you get inside that building, and, they just have to go in. They have to kill you because they cannot just go and defuse. They get up on that box, and it's just such an easy kill. And such a tough kill to try and challenge out of. And so, the rotations are really big for that one.
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to who's going to have the rest of this. And like I said, a slow start for Infinite Esports. That's something that's kind of been common for them. So I look for a bounce back in this map too. But granted, like I said, they just ego everything. And sometimes if you can get that field control and maybe have a sniper overlooking, I know these 2 teams don't shy away from it. But just the way that Avixi was performing at the end of that map 1, expect him to go into that A site early.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. A lot of these teams, they don't even go B, honestly. If I don't know if you're familiar with any of them running a sniper, but, maybe they're able to hold that down for B. But, A is really where it's at.
And I know, Chef, you kind of have a love-hate relationship with this sniper. I remember there was a few times where if it's not working, put it away.
Put it away.
And if you don't, the chef, he's going to cook you up to something extra crispy, like some bacon or something like that. He will roast you. But we'll just happen to see if that is going to be brought out. But we'll just happen to keep an eye on for that. But if we end up getting to that hotel, like I said, it's an offensive-heavy kind of meta now. And just the way that Team Performance was just dominating in the respawn, I expect them to be able to take it if it ends up going the distance.
Yeah, and this is really all strats, right? All the teams when they were playing, because it's not just scrimming, going out there and making sure that you're good on the respawns, but S&D, it's all about getting guys in the right position. Be like, hey, we're gonna run strat A, we're gonna run strat B, strat C, whatever they name it, right? Today, we're all just gonna rush in, practice our rushing in strats. We're gonna practice our defending, and they just able to come in because they already knew what maps they were playing ahead of time, and I seen them scrimming and practicing before, so I'm sure that they were able to get some strats in with each other. But, you know, especially with the CeeLo, with the ability of rotations being so strong in this one, with the long-range lockdowns being so strong, and your SMG on that middle building push, you know, the strats are just so huge for them.
Yeah, and it's really going to be broken down on those first bloods. I always keep track to see if you are capitalizing on it, right? You see a lot of teams where they'll get that first blood, and they'll feel so confident, so aggressive. They'll just run into the map and feel like they can challenge anything.
Sometimes
and they'll end up going down. And so you really have to play it calm, realize when the push is going to work out the best. Don't just go gunning in there, flying through, doors open. We'll just happen to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's all ego, really. You know, you're going out there with that crazy ego because, you know, you full wipe the first round and then you're just falling over and over because you're doing the same exact thing because it worked. No, these are some serious professional teams. You keep doing the same strat, they're just going to work right against you and be able to easily read that and counter it so beautifully, and you're just going to get taken out. But it looks like all the players are in. I think we're ready to get started up. So let's get this second round of our LAN started. Best 2 of 3. So if Team Performance wins this, you know, they're in the lead.
And I mean, they take this first series, right, of the pool play. It doesn't go all the way to map 3 if they take the 2-0 series, right? And that's a great start for them. And remember, map count's going to matter in the end. If you have a slow start, you go 0-2, 0-1 for the overall series, and you lose the next one, you have to win the next 2 straight, essentially, to make sure you don't start out in that loser's bracket.
Yes, sir. I agree. I want to see some snipers. You have any history of anyone we might see with a sniper?
I believe it's been No Name from the side of Infinite that's kind of brought out the sniper.
Okay.
Not too often. And from the side of Team Performance, I don't think anybody does. Maybe Yoda. And Phantom, he's the newcomer on the block. I haven't had the pleasure of casting him, but just the way that he dominated in that map 1, I don't expect him to slow down. 26 and 16, had 45 seconds of hill time. So he was Mr. Do It All. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, well, here we go. Loading up. The players are in. We're ready. Team Performance on that amazing over double score win on Hardpoint. You know, and they had them sitting on that candlestick of 1 for so many hills, really just shaming on them. But Infinite Esports was bouncing back just a little too late.
We're talking about right now the teams, they're going to be swapped. Oh, they're correct. So we have Team Performance looking to get this one in. As Swift, he will lose that first No Name. Getting 2 as the aggression is pulling through. And can he find any more? But Team Performance, they immediately slow their rolls as they will get gunned here early.
Yeah, try and get that easy, untradeable kill, but Nox gets another one. Yoda and now a 1v4 in a great spot. He is going to have to move here, making a lot of noise, so they definitely know where he's at. Going to work towards the electrical wall. Pixie's up top there. I'm sure that they're talking about where he's at. He has the bomb, so, you know, that rotation towards B might be happening here. That's his best shot. Get in there and defend that spot. There's one player underneath him, reads it, jumps down into him. That's a nice kill. They're going to know where he's at, probably thinking he's going B. This A is so heavily defended, though. I don't think he could get in there in 20 seconds.
Yeah, technical 1v4 for Yoda. He may be a master Jedi, unfortunately. When there's just too many guns put on you, it's going to make it that much more difficult. Unfortunately, like you said, they had all the angles covered. Infinite, they're going to take that first round.
Yeah, I love Yoda, though. He was working through it. You know, he got 2 out of that. It really just came down to showing himself on that door. He had the skills. He had the knowledge to get that done. If only he had more of his players left. Not getting doubled right off the start with an untraded amazing kill. You know, off to the next round, right? Infinite Esports up 1-0. And that's exactly what we want to see off of Team Performance's start in Hardpoint. And usually I see a team like Infinite Esports win another round in a row here until the strats start getting repeated.
And it's all about those mid-game adjustments, right? Well, they're still trying to get a feel for each other, and Phantom, he will gun No Name at that top side right above the bar. And Avixi, He's going to be that guy, that entry sub you have to watch out for as he's working his way towards that A site. But Phantom, he gets aggressive, and he will find a second onto Pixie. So now you're put into a tough spot, but Avixi will end up getting the trade. And now quickly into the 2v1. Nox, what do you have in the tank? You went 13 and 23. He's looking to have a bounce back here in the S&D.
Yeah, Nox, the 1v2, does not have the bomb. Just really had to work through that whole building, and I just did not see that happening with him, knowing exactly what was going on, where he was at. But that's a 1-1 stat line now, all tied up. Seen a lot of back and forth, and hopefully they have a strat to go all the way to round 11, because that might be what we see here.
And just looking at both of these two teams, they're so equally matched. They've been really headbutting it here on that A site. I'm curious if anybody's going to maybe try to have a player go on that flank. Like you said, the B site, not necessarily the most advantageous bomb site, but we'll just happen to see a Vader maybe trying to, he's going back to the inside, and the trades are abound. It will go in favor of team performance. Phantom grabs another. Pixie in the 1v3 makes it a 1v2, so he has the chance, but the bomb is getting planted.
Yeah, I like the snake here. You know, a lot of players don't like using that snake strap, but it works, especially in a 1v2. You got to use that cover, but both players are in this A site. He has the AR, the disadvantaged gun, gonna work around, losing a lot of time. He has to try and find an angle to pick one of them out without getting traded, get the other one, and defuse the bomb. All that in less than 20 seconds. Quite a lot to get done.
And they're all lined up in that site. I think Yoda just gets a few pre-shots through the wall. Pixie's just going to fly in. Ooh. Unfortunately, he didn't have the right weapon for the job. That Vaznev, there was a nerf per se, but I don't think so. It is still going to gun you up close and personal.
Yeah, I think the nerf was just on like the very long range, just so it can't chow that AR. But, you know, rushing in there with the AR, he threw the stun. That's everything you can do, right? It's a 1v2. You just put yourself in a bad situation with your teammates falling. But, hey, back and forth we go. Team performance up 2-1, and they are up 1-0 for this series. So Infinite Esports has to answer this one back here.
Yeah, in the first bloods, it's kind of been neck and neck, 2-1 in favor of the performance side. And now Avixi deciding to change it up, and this is where if you don't have a sniper, you can just move along that open field side of the map. Vader, he's trying to rotate over, and Nox, wow. He didn't have the dead silence, and Phantom just guns him off the map. Phantom with 2, he's looking for the third, and no name. He gets out with his life, but the bomb is all the way on the other side of the map, and he's going to have to try to find all these kills. And a few shaky shots, unfortunately. He's wishing he had that one back.
Yeah, look at all three players sitting on B. The bomb is over there. No Name has to get all the way around this map. 40 seconds left to kill 3 or put the bomb down. There's quite a lot here, and Vader's literally sitting on it. Like, that is his bomb right there. And Swift is going to get some shots on him, but that's just going to show him exactly where No Name is. That's 2 chows now No Name took without knowing that he could finish the player. That's really just going to not be advantageous for him. And look at Vader able to clean that one up. That's, what, 2-3 in a row now I think Team Performance is able to get.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job kind of sticking close-knit. They're not allowing many untraded kills to come through, and that is going to be the name of the game for the S&D. Phantom 6-3 to start, and then you have the rest of the team pulling their weight 4-2, and then 2-2 across the board from Swift and Vader. But Phantom, he's impressed me earlier on in this series, but I think it's just the way that Infinite they're playing, and they're losing a lot of these gunfights, and they're not winning the trade battles.
Yeah, Swift's going to get stunned out here from the start, going to get taken out. Yoda now going to peek out. He was able to get Pixie's. Phantom finds a Vixie, as now we got a 2v3 situation. Team Performance finally down in numbers here, 2-2 now, as Nox was able to get that kill. Bomb in no one's hands, so Performance has to get in there. It looks like Vader's going to be the one to try and find this bomb pickup.
Yoda, he's popped his dead silence. Oh, and he runs into the Nox, who also had his pop, and he will win it. So now 1v2. No Name has a little to no information as he's working around the outside of that B site. The bomb, unfortunately, kind of in a tough spot for him to get at. Or no, it was actually team performance. Yeah, they were the ones on the offense. Oh, and he happens to catch out Vader. No! He doesn't keep the L trigger down. He gets caught sprinting, and performance, they're looking to put this series away early.
Yeah, and it's close too. You know, there was 2 rounds where it was a 1v3, 1v4. But, you know, especially that last round there, they had a chance. They're just coming down in numbers. Like, they need their players alive. Avixi sitting on that asparagus stick, 1 and 5. Not looking too good for the stat line here. But, you know, they did great in hardpoint, and S&D clearly not working out. You know, I wanna see some more strats with Infinite Esports kind of slowing it down, work for those trades, and quit getting double and tripled. We see all of them sticking together, literally running in the same spot. They all probably got hit by that same stun there. And look at team performance. They just got up to their point, stood still, and Vader just cooking it up here, looking for some more in that power position.
I mean, right now, it's really the Sith versus the Jedi, as it's Vader versus... Oh, no, Yoda's on the same team. So, cut that one out, but performance, they just get the rest of the kills. And Infinite, this is maybe showing that they don't have much LAN experience. And when you have the team like Performance, where they've played together for the past few tournaments, it's starting to show maybe in how confident they're feeling in each other's strats.
Yeah, 5-1, not something that I would have seen here from Team Performance. You know, Infinite Esports even fallen on that first hardpoint match. This is tough. This is really tough. If you're Infinite Esports, I mean, just slow it down. Get with your coach after this game, you know, and just figure out what exactly your faults are. Get together. I love this B push from Team Performance, working on this top part of the map, get this bomb down. They're just looking to close this one out at a 6-1.
And No Name, oh my goodness. If he peeks, he can get the bomb planter, and he will find him. So great job there. Avixi takes care of the player on the flank. Vader will find one onto Pixie. So quickly in the 1v1 of Avixi versus Vader. And he has that information of where he is, and Vader wins it anyway. And the series is over early, as it will be a 6-1 stomping. Team Performance. They are showing why they are that top squad that has the potential to win that first place $1,500.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the first game of a lot of games that we got coming at you. You see Yoda 10 and 4 hitting those double digits in only 7 rounds. Serious stuff going on here. Team Performance, like I'm seeing you top seed, honestly, coming into here.
And just the way that they dominated, maybe one of the other top seeds in this LAN. I can't deny you on that one. So it's going to be interesting to see how they progress, as I believe it's going to be Infinite versus ATK and Backpackers versus Team Performance. And just the way that first series went down, Infinite, they're not necessarily feeling as confident as I've seen them in the past. Will they be able to bounce back? But what are your takeaways from this series overall?
Well, my takeaways here is Team Performance, just seriously killer. They put on the pressure and they don't let up. They work together. They get the trades. They get the doubles, the triples. And, you know, it just really puts the opponent in a bad spot where they have to do something to come back from it. When they probably came into the match, you know, feeling like, you know, it's going to be even, we're going to go back and forth, and not really expecting to have to fight from behind, you know, for how amazingly skilled they are at home. You know, that first round in the LAN just wasn't it, but hey, that was probably their first time playing together in a LAN. That was their wake-up call. Hey, you got to get together. You got to get there on the line, get it cooking, because, you know, you're burning.
And, I mean, speaking of burning, they were clearly blinded by the light. When everything gets hot, you're in person. They weren't able to get anything done. It just felt like it was so discombobulated. It was so chaotic. They just weren't able to get anything under control. And I think your IGL or your coach has to take a step back and be like, hey, you guys just need to calm down, get the nerves underneath you. Maybe the first series, everybody has those jitters, right? And so maybe that was the case for Infinite, but Team Performance, cool, calm, collected. You could tell that entire time, especially with their breaks. They didn't win a lot of those rotational battles. They worked on their offense, really making sure they could just headbutt through the hills, and that's what was giving them a majority of that hill time.
Yeah, I agree. You know, the pressure they were able to put on was just insane. You know, we're going to get our players ready for our next round. I think we're going to take a little bit of a pause here. Let's get these players loaded in. We'll refill our waters, and we'll be cooking it up after this. So don't go anywhere. We got games all night.